Welcome to Home Cinema and Tech Review. In this video, I'm excited to share how you can drop down your cost when it comes down to the home cinema setup in a big scale with an ALR screen and the cost of probably third, maybe even less than many setups that you've probably seen on the net. So what I'm showing you is a proper UST ALR lenticular screen. And the projector is the Sonic LS600W. It's a 720p crazy projector. I reviewed it in the channel early. I showed it with a 150 up to 300-inch image this beast can deliver because it is bright. What you're seeing is right now auto exposed scene, and the projector is running in the eco mode, and this is a local brand from Turkey called Dark, and they based this model, created this model after my consultants. So they asked me which material they should be using and they send me the samples, and I decided the price performance probably cloth, and then they use the entire cloth. So I am using this screen for a couple of videos and I am excited to share with you. I am somehow adding a value because a company is asking for direction with my knowledge, so that's a good thing. And with this way, I am kind of like happy to, helping creating a new product for the markets. I don't know who is going to buy this, but the results quite obvious good. But what I'm showing in this video, I showed you early in the channel. This is Epson TW650. So this is a second hand, 7 or 8 years of a bulb projector. If I remember correctly, this is about 3000 ANSI lumen probably bulb projector, and it's a full HD one. This is not even close. This is a 720p, but this projector is 3500 lumens on the declaration with my ANSI lumen measurement still in the eco mode though. So with my ANSI lumen measurement, this device delivering is 2000 ANSI lumen in the eco mode. If I remember correctly, in the bright mode, it delivers around 2500 ANSI lumen. So this is a beast of a device. Since it's an LED projector, we have a huge amount of contrast. So let me show you that contrast difference, because we have right now what you're seeing is, let me be clear. This is a studio setup and we have 300 watts of tubular white lights on the ceiling. So this is a high lit room. And this is the picture that you're seeing. Not coming from ultra short throw, but coming from this projector. So you can cost down. This is the only light on the right, and it's not the ideal scenario. I will change the lens. Let me just stop the video here. This is a bright scene, okay? I will play it later on. As you can see, light hits this way. It's not coming directly from ceiling. Normally, ideal way will be putting this light opposite side, or where the camera, where you are watching right now, and the light bouncing from the ceiling won't be affecting this screen any at all. But I made the worst case scenario where you can see the overexposed area, see the light, see me, how much light you have. You are seeing the room kind of like darker for what I see, because camera is trying to auto expose to the screen and also the highlight around the corner like that. So I am creating a worst case scenario. Whether you should do it or not, it's up to you. But if you lit the room better from a distance, bouncing back lights like this, 2 of them from each side, you will have a great picture and great cozy room setup that you can read the books. And your cost, again, let me be reminding you that this is the most important part. This projector is a long throw and it is probably 3 or 4 times cheaper than any ultra short throw, even in the full HD region. If you're looking for an LED or laser ultra short throw, proper one, like a 3000 ANSI lumen or above 2000, you're going to be looking at $2,000 and above, $2,500. So this is, just get ready, $750 to $900 range depending on your region. I know this is a 720p projector, but to 3500 ANSI lumen one. So if you don't use an ALR like this with a white screen, you can go up 300 inch with this and you're good to go. So this way you can create a TV style solution. Let me just increase the light source from here to echo to dynamic black. And as you can see, everything is boosted up. By the way, In the dynamic black, we're at still around 50 to 60% that I will show you. So I'm going to play the video. This is the dynamic black, okay? This is the picture that you're getting. And I am going to change the lens for a narrower angle for a better picture quality. So this is the picture. And what I'm going to do is showing you, you can change some setup from the ViewSonic menu because this device has a lot of functions. Of course, this is not a LED simple device. This is a proper projector. So right now we're watching 1.8. Normally, if you want the contrast, you can go up to 2.35, which I love, 3.5. You get way better blacks, way better contrast. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but the blacks are right now really getting to the TV level. Let me just drop down this, and the camera is trying to auto expose. Don't get me wrong, darker scenes will get kind of like a lit up a little bit, and you might see a little bit of contrast loss, but actually in reality I am seeing pure blacks. Let me just go from here, from here, 3, 2.2, 2, and 1.8. This is the brighter that I can get. Of course, in the bright scenes, you're seeing what I'm seeing because camera is trying to dim down, but this is a TV level of quality and contrast. Let me just get behind the camera, try to see what you're seeing. The only downside in this section, you are actually seeing it. Since we are using a long throw projector, of course, we are throwing angle from deep down just to catch the ultra short throw angle a little bit. In order to, when you do that, of course, you need the keystone. But I didn't do the keystoning because even if I do, you're going to see a little bit of ghosting around here, like this quite high, a little bit grayish shadow. So you have to be ready for that. Like if you don't want to spend 3 or 4 times much more money, a couple of thousand bucks, like at least $1,500 extra cash, well, you can buy a decent TV for that. The PlayStation, I don't know what you will buy, but you can buy an iPhone, who cares? But you can buy something else, or you can keep your money. So this is kind of like a, of course, a tip and trick where you can get a better image. I will open up a one light. This is a studio light, and camera is trying to auto expose. But the best way to show you, as always, I'm going to open up the side lights, and this will bounce back from the ceiling again. Let me just double check, going back. And as you can see, we are catching the TV level of quality here. So can you achieve the same with the bulb one? Well, I tried. And if you give this video a lot of thumbs up, maybe I would make a comparison video. But normally you can't, because the bulb projectors does not have the contrast ratio of LED ones. So if you're thinking, hey, I got a bulb projector with a probably 2000, 3000 ANSI lumen, you won't be getting this much of a contrast out of that projector. But since you have a bright enough projector, you will kind of like be happy with the contrast compared to the regular white wall. But of course, one thing you're obviously seeing, white wall will reflect brighter images, but here you are with an ambient light, no problem. But if you didn't have the screen right here, you will probably have a pale picture around the right side because the hitting light will kill entire picture. So this video's purpose, I explained early in the channel how you can drop down the cost by third. Again, that video was with the motorized screens. This is a fixed screen. So fixed screens are cheaper, okay? Easy to carry around. These are lighter, but they are kind of like bigger when you attach them together like this. So if you have the installation, it's difficult to move them around like a, of course, motorized screen. I am always referring to motorized screens because they are portable. They are, closing down, so you don't have a huge gray screen like this. But this will drop down, again, the cost of a motorized screen into half, maybe even less than half, depending on your screen material. So this is a lenticular material, not a Fresnel one. Fresnel screens are a little bit higher on the price because they really blocks some extra ambient light. They have a little bit of narrower angle compared to this, but still, you will get a more contrasted image out of them, but they are mostly focused on ultra short throw projectors. So I don't recommend to go buy the most expensive screen for setup like this. This is a poor man's Ferrari. This is a poor man's solution. I know the total cost is not a poor man's price, but in order to achieve 100-inch, and you can, port this, carry around, you can take it to the summer house, camping, wherever you want to go with a power source that you can find on a flat surface. You can make it more portable, more versatile than any TV. And when you're coming at home back, you got a big, huge TV. The only downside is you got to take a chair or a seat, okay, single seat like this. Let me just check this out. I will do a wide angle again. So I will drop the camera to make my example a little bit logical. So the setup is easy. If you have two seats, single seaters, at a dedicated space like watching TV, and the table is in the middle, you can use any expensive projector too. If you got a long throw, any kind of like short throw, long throw, where you can throw the picture the way you want it, you can use up the 4K gaming projectors. You can put your console below. You can create a cubicle stuff like that. And then you can put the projector. Since you're closer to the projector, you don't have to open up the volume too much. And if your projector has like 50 watts of Harman Kardons like my ViewSonic X2 4K, so you will have a huge amount of bass and sound right beneath you. So you will probably be okay with the 10% of audio. So this setup really makes sense if you are going to use it. But hey, it's not the best out there, and I am not saying you should be going in a direction like this. But this might be your first step before buying and getting the ultra short throw budget. Once you get that budget, you will take your ultra short throw, take your placement, put it on here, and you will get the best picture with an ultra short throw, and you can continue using the same screen. The advantage of this setup is, again, versatile and future-proof considering the TVs. I can't enlarge my TV, and I can't change the CPU, GPU, and the latency of this TV, but you can change the projector by using the same reflected surface. So I believe this video gave you enough information. I did this similar setup with a 120-inch screen that I got and motorized with the Epson TW650. So this is a similar concept, but this time a projector is better because it has a lot more contrast, a lot more brightness and contrast ratio compared to the bulb model. And even though this is a 720p, nobody could understand if I don't tell them when you are watching a video. So next time, you might want to think again, instead of a full HD or 4K not powerful projector, or full HD 720p or full HD powerful projector, because they might be same price, but you will be paying for the brightness and the contrast instead of a resolution and latency. Make your choice. If you're not a gamer, if you're just watching a video, why not watch a video with dedicated stuff? So I hope this video helped. I hope to see you in the next video. Until the next video, hoşça kalın from Turkey and bye from Home Cinema and Tech Review. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, watch the tutorials, and try to make a smarter choices when it comes down to the home cinema setup. I'm trying to teach as much as I can, and I am also helping brands to create better products. With your help, if you give thumbs up, like these videos, subscribe to the channel, comment underneath the videos, more brands probably will be aware from the channel, and I will probably get involved with more brands and create better products and make more reviews so I can make more comparisons for you. But definitely, I can't buy every product. This is my hard-earned cash purchase. I can't buy every single projector. I can't buy every single screen. So guys, you are asking too much. Like, should I review this? Should I review that? I know, but if company sends me and if I have time, I will do my best for reviewing as much as possible. So, hope to see you in the next video. Until the next one, hoşça kalın from Turkey, and bye from Home Cinema and Tech Review. I will be leaving you with a narrow angle, quite a bit picture, but before that, I want to get just into the middle, right where you're normally going to sit. Don't worry too much about the extrusion and the colors around. like this area. I haven't made the perfect fit for you to see how you can use it without a keystone and how much of a ghosting that could happen along the way. But this picture is awesome in a pitch black room and also ceiling bounced light setup. Meanwhile, when you're watching this scene, you're going to probably see some videos and educational videos, recommendations around the screen in the end. I suggest to watch them, each one of them, to learn more about getting a better setup, creating a better setup, and learning more about. It's like being a petrol head. It's being a projector head. It's being a home cinema head, kind of like stuff. Because when people think about a petrol head, they think about the manual cars, naturally aspirated, not just turbo cars, always speed, 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 but more of a feeling, punchiness, Porsche singers, and I don't know. I'm kind of like a petrolhead too. That's why I also love the projectors. There's some sort of sense and feeling of projectors that I explain in many videos. And right now I can read books right here. Yeah, bye.